That's what he said.
Okay. I think we are.
Sorry. Okay, but that's what she's.
I'm editing. Hey guys, it's Aiman at AimanOMG, and I'm genderqueer, fabulous. I don't like to let labels define me, but yes, I'm genderqueer, fabulous, and I love men.
Hi, I'm Carol. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Yani Bros, the leading meal prep company in Singapore.
Hello, my name is Jason. I'm a personal trainer and I'm straight.
I'm also straight, yeah.
So, how familiar are you guys with the LGBTQ community?
Okay, I think for me, I would say that I'm quite familiar because I came from a modeling background, and a lot of the creative people, like the stylists, the makeup artists, and whatsoever, right? They're all like gay people. I might not look like it now, okay, but when I was younger, I was quite a so-called like they were termed like gay man.
Can't stop, won't stop. I can't stop, won't stop. I can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop.
So we're gonna have a speed test. So do you all know what does LGBT stands for?
Lesbian, gay, trans.
Okay, what would it be?
Fine.
But there's a more expanded version.
Correct.
Called LGBTQIA plus.
QIA.
Yes.
It's a queer.
Yes.
Then what I A plus?
Yeah.
I is
What?
Okay, there's A also, is it?
Yes. Not Aiman, A is not fine.
Yeah, my software only updated to that.
Oh yeah, I can tell. His iPhone also, I saw it, iPhone 10 only.
11.
Yeah, I was thinking my expo next year.
Yeah.
So, Q is queer, you're right. But some people also think it's questioning. So that is people who may not know themselves yet. Then there's I, which is intersexual, and then there's A, which is asexual.
What is intersexual?
Yeah.
How to explain intersexual?
Correct.
I may need to check Google for this because I'm gonna say the wrong definition.
The I stands for intersex, a biological variance that means a person's sex doesn't fit neatly into the boxes of male or female based on their chromosomes, genital presentation, reproductive tissue, or some combination of the three.
Okay, so I just have to ask because I don't really hang out with guys like you all. So like, do gay men make you all feel uncomfortable?
I've actually got a lot of gay friends actually. Yeah, and but I would say there are some so-called like black sheep that will. I mean, I think you will agree as well, right?
True, because even in the straight world,
correct,
there are so many perverts there.
I feel that it's actually disrespectful to feel uncomfortable just because the other party, right, is a gay man. Imagine I'm a straight woman, and then I'm hanging out with a guy friend, right? And I say, oh man, I'm very afraid that Jason will pounce on me anytime. So I feel that as a man, right, I would feel very disrespected if a woman thinks of me like that.
Yeah.
Why do I have to patronize myself and think that I'm so attractive?
Right. I think the reason why I ask this is because I do wear makeup on a daily basis, especially when I go out. So sometimes when I use the male toilet, a lot of people get very uncomfortable seeing me at the sink, to the point where I can never use a urinal if I'm in makeup because they always act as if I will literally look at that pee. Like, excuse me, urine isn't hygienic, okay? I will not be blowing you while looking at urine. I had an uncle splash water on my face and I was touching on my makeup in the guy's toilet. I was just at the sink powdering my face.
It's his own problem.
Then the uncle like that. I was just like, uncle! Then the uncle just like, so do you have any questions you all want to ask me?
Oh yes. Yeah. So, did you do your national service?
I would like to say that I did exceedingly well during NS. I was best soldier of the month. Okay, I'm best E. So our highest rank is usually corporal. But then if you get like the best top percentage of your batch, right, you can be CFC. And I was also CFC. Yeah, so if you go to Kranji Camp Chui, outside the personal office, my photo is there. They will ask you like whether you want to declare gay or not. And a lot of people always say like if you declare gay, you'll be a second-class citizen or something like that. There's always that rumor in the past. I'm not sure how true that is.
Because what I know was that if you declare gay, they say that you don't have to go army.
No, that's not true though.
You
gay men had to serve. I'm not sure how it is now, and I cannot speak on behalf of so many people, but I do know that a lot of people don't dare to declare gay because they don't want to be labeled a second-class citizen. I don't know how true that is because it's always been a rumor. Of course, I couldn't hide it, you know, I'm very loud and I'm proud. And I also drew my brows in camp last. Yeah. But I do have a friend that was in like, I think like a commando unit or what. And then he's gay, his account is privated. And from what I heard, like someone leaked his Instagram to his superior. And then he got downgraded to PESI. Because they cited like this person feels uncomfortable or threatened with him around. And the guy has never made any like moves on him.
You did very well for national service.
Yes.
Was there did you intentionally want to do well, or it just so happened like that? Just want to understand your motivation.
Okay, so a lot of people in NS say like, oh, like they're wasting their time there and stuff like that, right? So because the reason why I was PES E was because of the fact that I had a mental health record. Because you know, after coming out as gay, I had to go through conversion therapy.
Conversion therapy.
Yeah, so it's not where they turn you from JPEG to GIF. One is when you're gay or lesbian, you get sent to some therapy or counseling to turn you straight. And usually this is by means of prayer, humiliation, and they also like feed a lot of things in your head. And it can do a lot to like make you
like be unsure of yourself.
This conversion therapy thing is being prescribed to you by a medical professional?
No, it's by your family members. I had to sit in like a whole dark room, and then the person kept blasting the prayers to the point where the sound of the prayer even gave me goosebumps because I've been hearing it and they keep telling me things like you have to pray the gay away, pray the gay away. And I guess it broke me. So I started hearing things that were not there, seeing things that were not there. I would see faces on the wall. Then there was so much pain on the inside, right? That I had to hurt myself outside to understand the pain.
Oh shit, okay.
Yeah, so I started self-harming. And then the moment like the center see all my scars, they're like, okay, you know what, you guys signed the indemnity form, the waiver form, so we are not in charge, but you should send him to IMH so that he can get better.
Okay, so because of this thing, you being sent to IMH, then therefore you are PESI.
Yes.
So this was before you enlisting.
Yeah. So the reason why I did so well in NS was because right before I enlisted, right, I had a call from IMH saying that, hey, if you stay with us for a few weeks, we can get you PES-F.
Okay,
so you get exempted. But then I literally was like, at that point in time, I was like, you know what, I've been doing well on my medication. I haven't hurt myself in a few weeks. I'm actually quite proud. So I told them that I don't want to keep using my depression or like my schizophrenia or my anxiety as an excuse to not go anywhere. I want to prove to myself that I can, you know, be gay and successful. So the moment I went into NS, I did well in my BMT.
I know that it may sound very stereotypical, it may sound like I'm being indoctrinated, but I feel that it's a very man thing to serve your nation. And when the button is pressed, right, you are ready. You remember your training and everything. So I feel that you are a lot more man than the straight men that I have like got to know because of this thing.
We can serve and we serve.
Do you think that being gay, whatsoever category, right, is it like an inborn thing or it can be developed through, you know, time?
I really do believe that you're really born into it. Because like, as far as I was really, really young, I had my mom telling me memories of how I played with my sister's Barbie dolls. And she said like they had to keep telling me not to wear pink in the past. Because I always wanted to wear the pink clothes. And I even wear my sister's ballerina tutu and stuff like that. And it's all not, it wasn't all like, none of it was guided. It just naturally happened. If there was a choice, why would we make the difficult choice? In camp also, I want to choose to be straight. My life would be so much easier. Like, do you know how much money I would save by not wearing makeup? Like really.
Because I also heard like people turning gay.
I have a friend who only found out that she's lesbian when she's 28. Yeah, and she has throughout her whole life thinking she loved men. Only when she was with a woman did she realize that she never had any proper intimate feelings for those men the same way she had her current girlfriend. Yeah, and I think it's also possible for you to think that you're gay but also along the way as you grow older and you understand yourself better, you realize that you're actually straight.
Right.
And also, if people then start making all these arguments like, what about transgender people? Like, what if they think they were girls in the past and then they made the decision and then when they grow older,
they want to change back.
they want to change back? Who cares? It's their problem, right? They're tiny, right?
That's true.
Yeah, it's their life, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Do gay people really like dislike
Yeah.
straight guys calling them bro?
Yeah, very interesting because everyone has different personalities. I have met a lot of gay abings. They will bro, bota, bolampa and all that shit. You know, I met a lot of gay abings.
Sure.
So it's like, you need to just get to know them lah. Like for example, if the person says I'm strictly non-binary,
Okay.
that means they don't assign themselves to any gender, but they prefer to be called she, her, then they might get slighted if you call them bro.
Okay. This one, okay, I have to speak for the straight.
Yes.
Okay.
It's confusing.
When we bro you or we sis you, we honestly need no harm.
Correct.
Right. Yeah. So
It's just a matter of habit.
yes. So speaking for the gay community, for the straight community, when we
Address something.
when we address you in a term right that you don't want, don't get offended by us.
The ones that get offended, right? I think they have a lot to unpack lah. We need to sit them down. Because if they immediately get offended when you say, because most people, when you call them wrongly, like politely, usually like they will say, hey, I prefer to be called sis.
That's okay.
Okay, that's very
So
good.
it's not like immediate they want to fuck you like that.
What would you prefer?
I prefer you to call me.
Iman.
No, just to call.
Okay.
I don't get a lot of people calling me recently.
Give me your number later.
You like men?
Yes.
Okay.
I love men.
But you call yourself queer.
Oh, so the term I used was genderqueer.
Gender. Okay, so you identify as a gender queer.
Yeah. Then you must think of it as two spectrums.
Okay.
Okay, one is a spectrum of sexuality. And then there's also a spectrum of gender. So like for example, sexuality, right?
Yeah.
Is this whole spectrum where let's say 0 is male and 10 is female. So if I was a gay man, I will be 0.
Okay.
That is, I will never find attractive towards girls. But if I was bisexual, I'll be like a 5. Because I view men and female equally attractive.
Okay.
But then some people are like a 3. Like they lean towards men more, but they have had thoughts about females. Then there's people like you guys that are straight, so you might be a 10.
Okay.
So be like, I'm only here for the girls. Yeah. And then when it comes to gender, the same thing like it's like if 1 is male and 2 is female, then there's also things in between.
Oh, like the 1.1, 1.2.
Yeah, correct. Like 1.5. So like, for example, for me, the reason why I say I'm genderqueer is because I have never resigned to myself as being like purely a man. I have never minded anyone calling me a girl. So I have a lot of friends, hey sis, hey girl, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are the common stereotypes of gay people that you kind of believe in?
So for most of the gay friends that I know, right, they are actually more flamboyant.
I think that is a more Western view of it.
Really?
Because in Singapore, right, ironically, right, the more flamboyant gays are actually lesser in numbers compared to the non-flamboyant gays. Like a lot of gay men nowadays, they pride themselves on being straight acting. That means like if you look at them, you wouldn't be able to tell they're gay. But half the times are these guys who put straight acting, right? They have no idea.
Okay, so I want to throw the question back at you. So what stereotypes does your community have, right, about straight men?
I think the funny thing is like I think the stereotype would be like y'all care more about the material possessions. Like, I don't know why, but straight people love posting about their cars, love posting about their Rolexes.
I can explain why.
Yeah.
Because to a straight man, right, all these are like statuses, you know. And we like when we want to like feel good or like attract the females, right? We want to up our status.
Speaking of like stereotypes, right? So what's the one unpopular opinion that you have?
I don't like that some members of our community need so much attention from the rest of the world, right? Except your community.
But I do agree that in recent times it's becoming more loud. I have to agree with that because in my day as a gay man, I have never heard of something called pronouns. And yet it's the major contentious topic to talk about right now. Like if you call someone by the wrong pronoun, you can get cancelled and stuff like that. But I find that online, it's more louder.
For sure.
And I think that it's also possibly because A, there's anonymity. So people are hiding behind an anonymous account. They don't have a photo, they know you can't track them, so they can say whatever shit they can say. But I will also think that it's because these issues are becoming more rampant elsewhere. Like for example in America, there's a lot of violence against people from like minority communities, like the transgenders and stuff like that. So this kind of like anxiousness, anxiety and worry, they naturally translate to elsewhere because people also get scared what if that's me. I also do feel like it is a bit like demanding lah. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, there needs to be a balance, you know. Answering hate with hate or violence with violence will never get you anywhere.
Okay, so my opinion or rather question, right, is that I feel that the gay community is a little bit more frivolous than the normal straight community, as in like y'all take like relationships quite lightly.
I think to say gay men cheat more than straight people cheat, I think it's a very loaded statement because I don't know if you have the right numbers for that.
True.
Plus I also know so many straight couples that cheat. Hashtag my father. But at the same time, there are so many things that help to facilitate gay men having hookups. So my bisexual friend once said, it's easier to get a guy because I have to buy her dinner first. Because gay men are men. So when it comes to men, it's very easy to hook up. Hey, you hot too. What's up my dick? Okay, on. I do feel that when it comes to relationships, right? Gay people do not have the privilege of having milestones the same way that straight relationships do. You're friends or dating, then you'll get attached, and then you'll get engaged, and then you'll get married, and then you'll have a kid, and then there's also buying the house, and then after that watching your kids grow, and then your kids giving birth. So gay people don't have that. So what gay people have, this is just my opinion, like, it's not like me speaking on behalf of everyone as well. I feel like gay relationships are like a ticking time bomb. A lot of gay people make the mistake of wanting to do everything one shot. So within the first few days they can have sex already. Or within the first few days they can already start holding hands, kissing or going to clubs together and hold hands, stuff like that. But as you all know, like for like straight relationships, it takes time for you to get your first kiss, you know what I mean? Yeah, and then because everything is rushed, right? So number one, there's that mistake of not really knowing the person you're getting with. Then number two, because you do everything at the same time, right?
Nothing to do anymore.
Yes, and then gay people will give the excuse, oh, the love died.
Another question regarding another topic, this just came to my mind. Because I come from a sports background, studied sports in school. So I think in somewhere in other countries, there is actually a transgender, from a man become a woman. Go join some anime tournament. My own view on this is that based on the biology of this transgender, so he's considered a transgender woman.
Yes, so it's a trans woman.
Okay, so this trans woman, right, has got still a lot of the testosterone, male genes, and the benefits of having the male gene. Because I think there are some things that we cannot dispute about the male versus the female body. This conversation with my friend, and he was talking about the Paralympics. I'm not trying to say that it's a disability,
but it is true, they have their own
they have their own thing, right? And they got all different kinds of disabilities. You got Down syndrome, you got physical disabilities. They can all participate in this Paralympics. So why would it be discriminating to have a league for transgenders?
Like in this situation, right? Then as a trans woman, right? So she's a man, she transitioned to a woman. And then if you create like trans woman Olympics,
trans woman,
and then and then so that is people like her can join. But then again, it feels a bit discriminating because it's trans. You know what I mean? So as a trans woman, I don't feel like I'm being treated like a woman. Despite having gone through all my hormones and going for top or bottom surgery and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's also difficult for them to compete on the same playing field as a biological woman.
Yeah.
Because they do not have the same like levels of testosterone in the body. I feel like like there's a lot to unpack there, but it wouldn't be easy for us to speak because we are not trans. That's a job bigger than all of us.
Yeah. But I think it's very interesting.
Yeah, it's a very interesting topic, but like I said, I think the best way is for actually having the trans people to actually
The only.
not the only, but actually to talk about it, so we can hear from them, because we don't know their unique struggles, especially with identity and gender issues. So it's very hard for us to speak up on their behalf. Look at the lovely conversation we had today. Yeah, I think we really understand a lot more about each other today.
We need a platform like
Yes.
this. Yeah.
Like an open mic. Open mic. What is it called?
Open table.
No, what is it called? Like the session where they talk and then we ask questions. What is it? Oh my god. Okay, you know what?
Open dialogue.
Open dialogue. Open dialogue. Open mic. But there are certain things that our parents passed down to us that may not be right. Like people say that, like being gay is horrible and stuff like that. But those are the things that we are inherently raised to believe. That we can also learn to not continue. Correct.
Unless you own self like experience it.
Yeah.
I would say that if you have no gay friends, right, then you shouldn't judge that gay people are, a certain attribute whatsoever.
Yeah, and even if you had a bad experience, then that's not definitive of the entire community.
Correct.
Yeah. How many straight people bully me and never hate the whole straight community? So to all the gay people watching, look, straight people can be cool. We can be friends.
Thank you for watching today's episode.
I hope you found it informative and entertaining at the same time.
Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and stay tuned next week for the next episode. Bye!